Hello, GDQ and anyone else who's found this video. I'm dowolf. With me is...
And
Oh, yeah.
I am Ritz Blues.
Yeah,
Hello.
so we have for you a two-player, one-controller run of Koro Koro Post Nin, or Spinny Newspaper Girl, which we recorded the video for this when we were together at last SGDQ. We're just sort of doing some commentary over it now, and then hopefully you enjoy our submission.
Yeah, let's go ahead and count it down in 3, 2, 1, go.
Okay. Just give it a second for the video to start up. But yeah, so Koro Koro Post Nin is a game that takes a lot of influence from Camel Tree, and you also sort of think of it as a 2D Super Monkey Ball. We are controlling, basically, we're playing as a girl who's trying to deliver the newspaper to all of these mailboxes throughout her little space colony. But you don't control the girl directly. You instead are going to spin the entire world. And so this means that so much like Super Monkey Ball, where you're doing it on a 3D plane, here we're just doing it in a circle, and you can actually do a full loop-de-loop in that environment.
Yep. So it should be noted that for 2P1C, the primary means of controlling the world and the spinning is through the shoulder buttons on the controller. And so I have the left shoulder button, and dowolf has the right shoulder button. He also has the lovely job of handling the face buttons on the controller, which act as sort of a throttle for how fast the world spins, as well as being useful for mashing.
And this being a speed run, it basically means that I'm holding down the spin fast button for the entire run.
Yep.
I don't know if you're doing at least when I'm doing a single player run, I am, even with, or just a one player run, like I'm always holding down that button.
There's a couple of areas where it feels a little better to not, but for the most part, yeah, it's like 99% of the time you want to be holding that button down. Yeah, because like if you're rotating, it means you're not boosting until you finally hit the right angle. So you want to get to the right angle as fast as you can.
Yeah. So speaking of boosting, you probably can hear that little zip sound, like right here on the stage where you're actually introducing enemies, and when you're boosting, that's when you deal damage. If you hit anything while boosting, you just destroy it instantly. Or you just damage it through it like that. So it works a lot like PC. Basically, you just need to get a sharp enough angle that you're moving fast enough. And it feels good to know that you're at the right angle, because you get immediate feedback of the sound. It's just one of those things that just really brings the game together.
Yeah, especially if you can chain a series of different flat surfaces with small different adjustments in between them. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that there's a really nice feeling when you just chain them back and forth, and you just hear that whoosh, whoosh, whoosh every time you switch. So I guess we should kind of talk about the main objective of each stage, which is indicated kind of in the bottom right by the little radar and in the top right by the counter. We have to collect a certain number of mailboxes, deliver newspapers to each of these mailboxes before the exit door will open, and then make our way to the exit door as fast as possible.
And you do have to deliver 100% of the newspapers. It's not like you have to do all but one or something like that. So we are just sort of routing straight from mailbox to mailbox. And this is like the first level that really has a variant path. So I don't know, it's like a giant six. Is the shape of this level.
Yes, that's exactly right.
So you basically just want to cut into you started the top of the six, and you want to cut to the middle path of the six, because the exit's at the bottom left of the six, except for this metaphor was wonderful.
Yes, it was a 6, but it feels like drawing a 3. That's the best way I can describe it.
That's like actually, yeah, kind of. But yeah, she also is saying the word Shinbun, which means newspaper, with every newspaper she delivers, which is great.
Yeah, for the most part, the penalties for making mistakes, aside from getting disoriented, if you run into enemies or obstacles, you lose a little bit of time on your time, your timer. But nothing in this game can kill you, with very few exceptions.
Very few, very important exceptions. But we are on the first of sort of like the gauntlet levels, which are just sort of like giant vertical pipes with lots of traps. It also introduces caltraps, which are just, they're caltraps. They're like little traps along the ground.
Little spike strips.
They're spike strips, yeah. Very often, like just right there, you wind up just wanting to damage boost them because you can, as long as you have iframes, you can P-speed right through them, and that tends to be so much faster than like falling through the void. Because if you're falling through the void, you don't have P-speed.
Yep. Music in this game is actually fantastic. Like every world has its own theme, and then of course some of them also have their own boss themes.
There also is just like a really fun story that they put in it too. And it's like it's this little goofy thing. Like right now, we are off to a certain part of the colony where the previous newspaper deliverer quit because there were rumors of ghosts. So we have to go and deliver the paper here instead. And sort of like the ending of this area, we discovered that someone we met along our journey was actually a ghost, and we're terribly upset about this because ghosts can't buy the paper. And therefore, our first new customer is not actually our customer. Very sad.
That was a really precise landing on that mailbox there, right on the corner.
That is so hard. Corners in this game are very finicky. I think that's the technical term. This is a little fun trick. You just damage boost straight off the caltrops. They knock you back, and you just carry that momentum straight backwards into the door.
Yeah, in-game time is not a good gauge for how well you have done on a level, depending on how much you damage boost. Mm-hmm. There you could see a 2P1C moment where dowolf and I were fighting each other for which way to turn the camera.
Yeah, unfortunately we do live a little far apart, so we both have played this game a lot, but we have slightly different strategies and areas, and that is part of the fun of 2P1C.
Yeah. As run safety goes, this game allows you to continue from the same world that you're at if you run out of lives. Thankfully, we're both pretty good at the game and we can rack up a lot of lives, but there's not very many levels where we're gonna have a risk of completely game overing. And even if we did, it's only a few levels set back.
Yeah, in general, there are a couple levels where we could definitely die, but levels themselves tend to be on the order of a minute. So it's generally, our estimate is gonna be pretty solid. So like both of our best times by ourselves are gonna be a little under 25 minutes. And we're gonna add a little bit of padding on that just because it is 2P1C, it is it is a marathon. You don't want to give your world records an estimate, but it's very safe. But still a lot of tech. This is actually just like such a simple level. Like you just have that octagon you're just tracing, but just like getting that angle just right so you can glide across the edges is so hard and so satisfying.
It's a lot harder on 2P1C. It looks really well. It looks good if you do it properly.
We actually did really good. I'm happy with how we did it on that.
Yeah, that's good.
Like it wasn't perfect, but it's not going to be perfect. That little bounce off the, just right there, you just damage you straight through the caltrops. Just stay on the edge.
It's faster than falling.
That's a little unfortunate, but again, like when you have the P-speed, trying to keep it around those corners. Here, it's too long the damage boost, very sad. But then there's this mailbox. That was actually really lucky. You can get a little stuck there sometimes, where you'll just like not get PB speed going around the ramp, and you'll just like bounce off that enemy right at the edge. But because he hit us right before we entered the ramp, we just sort of got into that point with the iframes and didn't care. That was really nice.
Yeah. So this stage introduces a couple of new features to it. It's got ice physics, which actually is good for the most part for a speedrun because you move a lot faster, you accelerate faster. It's a little harder to control, but it's actually very good for going fast. And then you've got these sort of rusty gates that you have to break through at high speed. Unfortunately, on this level, the combination don't go very well together because you have very short runways in order to reach the gates that you need to break here. And actually, spoilers, we kind of struggle with one of them.
Yeah, there's one right at the end here. This is really tricky because you have to hit this ramp right at the top. I mean, honestly, second try on that is fine. I'm perfectly
That one's
happy.
not bad. It's this one.
Oh, did we? Oh, this is. I think.
Oh yes.
Oh,
this was really
yeah. This
bad.
one I think was just that we do it this one on the opposite side, so figuring out what we were doing.
Yeah, I think one of us goes top and the other one goes bottom.
Yeah,
you guys
yeah.
can figure out what we mean by that because there is no top and bottom in this game.
I mean, so like. Top is the side with the longer ledge, right? We agree on that?
Inner or outer, I guess, is really
That
like...
would be a better word. Okay, yeah, so we came to terms with how to do that eventually. But yeah, that one, I mean, we ironed that out when we were... If this gets in and we get more practice on site, obviously.
I know we're like 10 minutes into the run, but I should probably warn you, this is a motion sickness like game incarnate. Probably should have led with that, but yeah.
You're not. I mean, it'll be in our.
I'm sure you've noticed by now.
I mean, it is not as bad. Headphone and Mohawk Jack or whatever that is.
I gotta say, after playing this, though, I have been tempted to pick that game up.
I mean, it's so technically impressive.
Yeah, so this level introduces death orbs. We just get to say hello to them, and they don't really threaten us very much. But they are very menacing.
Yeah,
it also has mud, which is terrible. We have to avoid it.
Yeah, the mud literally just makes it so you can't go fast. It's the worst. I don't know why they put this in the game. Just like
it's an obstacle.
But you could just like not have a floor. It's the same as just not having a floor. But you never want to touch it. I don't know. That was unfortunate. But yeah, you have to be on the ground to hit the mailbox. Or very, very close. So we were just like an inch off. There. That was another point where I think we wanted to spin it in different directions.
Yep. Same thing. We're like, wait, which way? So, yeah, part of getting this run in for a marathon, we'll be spending a significant amount of time in the practice room, like learning and agreeing on what to do.
Also, say hi to the jerk.
Worst.
Yeah, if he's standing on the mailbox, there's really nothing you can do because you can't kill him because you can't get P-speed onto him. You can't iframe through him because there's nothing else to damage boost yourself onto the platform for. You just gotta wait for him to move out of the way.
Yep, and just sit there bouncing off of him, hemorrhaging time.
Yeah, it's nothing you can do.
Yep. Perfectly timed watermelon. Oh yeah, there we go, we got it.
Yeah, this is just our second gauntlet level. It's honestly pretty fun, minus the fact that minus that first watermelon dungeon thing. Oh, we missed that mailbox. I see.
Yep.
For some reason, I thought we got it in the. I don't know. This level's pretty straightforward. You just fall.
Yep, not too bad.
Anyways, so it's next. Oh, wait. Let me make sure it's the world that I think it is before I start talking. Nope, it is not the world I thought it was.
Nope.
This is where we start to introduce the villains of the plot, who want us to stop using newspapers because the internet exists, and why have a newspaper when you have the internet? I mean, the game was ahead of its time, is all I can say, unfortunately. But I don't know. I just enjoy the fact that we no longer have to deal with mud.
Yeah, not for a few levels at least. I think it does make a comeback later on, though.
Yeah, it does. It does. But nothing on the scale of the last World 5.
Yeah, this world does a really good job of like setting up little kind of little pocket loops where you know it's actually faster to take 3 left turns than it is to take 1 right turn. It's a lot of fun to do that. How do you describe those bad guys that we just killed there?
They're like grannies with hockey masks?
Yeah, they're like Wolverine grannies or something.
I almost feel like they're more
there.
like Friday the 13th Freddy?
Yeah, Jason.
Or
yeah,
Jason,
yeah.
sure.
Yeah.
Sorry, I don't watch many
Jason
horror
grannies.
movies, clearly.
Jason grannies, that's what they are.
Oh, man.
Yep, that was a trap.
This level... I usually get that mailbox and then pop in, and I don't know why I do it that way, because I don't think that's bad. than doing it that way there.
Yeah, because if you go for the one that's easy and it's right next to you, it's very easy to miss the one that's out of sight.
Yeah, it is the worst mailbox in the entire game by far. That one right there. I think everyone
it feels real bad to miss it and then have to come back for it.
I think every time the first time playing this level, they fail it. They fail this level because they miss the mailbox. And there's like so much things doing damage to you that you don't have time to go through the level like 3 times back and forth.
No, you don't.
Really unfortunate.
This is one of my favorite stages. It's so fun.
We get to murder Alpha the cat. Yeah, this is just like, there's just giant slopes, and you keep P-speed, or you die.
Yeah, it's like a mitochondria. It's like a drawing of a mitochondria. It's just like complete back and forth.
I love that that's what you go. I love that
track.
that's the example you go for. We're nerds.
It feels good to run this path, though. Like, the
It's just
different
like
ways you can route it.
I don't know. I mean, I did compare something to a number 6 earlier, so whatever.
Yeah. But yeah, this is my favorite boost right here. Oh, we missed it. If you do it just right, you can just go straight down, and it looks that's
like
it
that,
right there.
except for then we
but
fell
cut
off.
it short. Yeah, we missed the
ourselves.
last mailbox. Yeah. But yeah, that last little boost where you just skate across the gap and you don't fall is so fun. If you land it, it just goes, you know. You can also get a skate across that so fast where you don't fall through and you're too sharp and you just go under the mailboxes.
Anyways, so now the villain of the story has turned the gravity up to 11, so we just kind of fall now. So everything we've been talking about up until this point is no longer true.
Yep,
We no longer
completely different way of playing the game.
We no longer have P-speed. We no longer are trying to. We now are trying to just fall from the void. Yeah.
You can get P-speed, but it's only at like an extremely sharp angle, and the level design is such that most platforms are so short you'll never get it.
I actually did not think you could get P-speed. Huh.
You get it for a couple frames, but there's no real good useful places for it.
Yeah.
You have to go almost perfectly vertical.
Anyways, this level.
But you can hear it triggering.
This level is fun. I think we spent some time like figuring out what route we were going to take this level, and then missed that turn right there to get onto this mailbox when we were actually doing it. Yeah. So I think. Fuck it. Oh well, that almost. But yeah. So this level is really unfortunate. Basically, everyone has a route through this level. It might not even like go off of the same route. There's not too many routes, but like you need to just know exactly where you're falling and follow those places, or you will get lost in here forever.
Yep.
It's just.
Oh, we just barely missed that one.
But yeah, this level.
So
it's mean. It's so mean.
Yep. Yeah, and like figuring out with the new gravity rules, the correct direction is usually not the direction you think it is to fall the way you want to fall, because things are so positioned just so close that you can't turn fast enough to fall where you want to go.
This level is actually kind of cool. You just it's basically like 3 circles. Giant. It's a snail. It's a snail.
Yeah, it's a spiral.
Why did I call it a snail and not a spider? But, anyways,
it's a spiral with holes.
it also has the really cool distinction of being the only level I know of where you can fall through the floor to skip from the inside to the outside. But I don't have a way to do that consistently. So if anyone can figure that out who's watching this video, I would love you forever.
Yeah, it's those little 1-tile wide floors, like where we're standing right now, that if you just do it just right, you can clip right through it. It has something to do with the gravity here. Welcome to the worst level of the game.
Anyways, so the giant death orbs are now more giant. If we call them death, I think they're like literally black holes. But if we touch them, we are instantly killed. This level is just, this is another level where there's like 50 ways to do it, and everyone has their own way. I have like 2 or 3 ways that I pick between based just on how things are going. Just getting these angles exactly right is very tricky. We're just playing
it's rough because we missed the mailbox and the corner on the right there that we're gonna have to go back and get. Oh. And then we just sort of rushed it. Yeah. So we start over.
Like, even in a single-player run, this is a level we are going to take us out sometime.
Yeah, when we were talking about doing 2P1C, originally we were thinking about just offering it as an incentive after a race and just to do this level because of how hard this level is. And then we got crazy and said, let's just do the whole game.
Yep. Okay, looks like we're good on... please turn, please turn.
I like how you're communicating with me as if I'm doing this.
I'm just like, I'm panicking because we're slowly approaching the death orb over there.
Yep.
Anyways, yeah, so
we want the suicide drop here, which is one of the coolest tricks in the game. We nailed it, by the way. Really hard. You gotta go around like half the level as just a straight drop. Yeah, and then make it to that last little pocket, just narrowly missing the balls.
Well, though. It looks harder.
It looks hard.
It is hard.
It's really easy.
It's so much easier than doing this level any other way. Let's put it that way. Anyways, back to normal physics.
Yeah. Normal physics with insidious level design. This is where, like, some of the level design gets really annoying, where, like, the side you want to be on is not necessarily what you want, and sneaky death orb.
Yeah, that's why we took that area a little slowly.
Yep.
If you do it right, you can just YOLO the second death orb, but we were a little slow, so we were playing it safe, and I don't know how they didn't hit us at the end there, but I'm going to take it.
We got pretty tight, but we did it. And then this level, which wants you to use piece speed, but makes it almost impossible to do so.
Yeah, it is...
I would love to see a TAS of this, because it would look incredible.
Yeah, like, sometimes you get in the zone, and it's like you're on sand dunes. Just sort of, like, bobbing up and down, just getting P-speed over and over again, and it's really cool. Definitely, but even consistently doing that for the whole level, in single player, is so hard. Right there. Oh, I think we were fighting each other for like a half second for whether or not to try to like loop that. But yeah, it's a cool level. It's a cool level.
Yeah, this one's got some of the more fun kind of like curve transitions, little 90-degree transitions, or the 3 rights make a left kind of turns. But it's very tricky to navigate and not miss one of the mailboxes. So you have to think about it as you go. Like, the correct direction there was the flowers.
Yeah, that mailbox right there, it's a trap. You want to get that on the way back. It just kind of works because you just fall right on top of it.
Yep. And I forget it every time, except when I'm commentating. It's just it's just right there. This level looks claustrophobic, and it kind of is, but it's one of those levels where if you hit the right cycle, it looks really good when you go through it fast. if you get exactly the right pathing. It can look really smooth.
I mean, we're taking... Oh, we went the wrong way there.
Yeah.
I was going to say, we were doing really well until we took that wrong turn. But oh well.
We finally remembered where we were.
Yeah. Like, if you... This is a level that when you drop it, it's actually... It's another just, like, really cool level.
Yep.
Yeah, so next up we have... Ah, yes. My favorite world, question mark, which is where the senpai, who we think is cute, has noticed us. But unfortunately, the said senpai is also the leader of the antagonists. And
oh no!
he has bought in a battleship off of eBay, and we need to deliver newspapers to it, question mark? I'm not going to try to explain this game.
Yeah, that is the hardest mailbox in the game to hit, right there.
Yeah, like even if you get the angle right, sometimes you just have bad cycles with the little gates that pop out.
Oh. That's a case of slipping just a little bit under the mailbox and not able to get it.
Yep.
We remembered at the last minute not to miss that last mailbox there.
Yeah, they do like putting big shiny mailbox in front of you and just hiding another one in the corner sometimes.
Yeah, it's really easy to reach. All you have to do is jump over this path that looks like it goes nowhere. Turns out that path is critical.
Oh, I mashed start too hard. Pause the game.
I think you have to mash 2 different buttons depending on whether or not it's just regular text or a cutscene.
So, I have to mash start to skip cutscenes. I have to mash A to clear the end stage text, and also to not save the game. That also requires the A press.
Yeah, so I think what it was like one level a little too soon with the cutscene skip.
Cutscenes after the third stage
after
of the
the third
world,
level.
And yeah, I think I just
and after
miscounted.
the 4th. Yep.
But yeah, this is the battleship, which is...
Wow, that makes much more sense now why this level looks so different.
I thought yeah, I guess, yeah. So yeah, the text of this game is entirely in Japanese. I have made like a translated script that I've read out sometimes, but yeah, it's like Ritsu has mostly, just played this without knowing any of the text. We did pass some death orbs. They're actually like really cool. As long as you get the cycle right on the first one, you're safe. You can just YOLO the rest of them. And also, we were really bad at getting in that gate. Oh goodness.
Yeah. We made that level look easy except for the very ending. It's actually very difficult. Those death orbs are probably the second hardest set of death orbs in the game.
I think they're
maybe
third.
the third.
Like a one.
Yeah, they're probably third. Yeah.
10-2. 10-2's death orb is worse, I think.
Yeah.
Which we'll see in a couple seconds. Because we are in the final world 10. This death orb is great. I always YOLO this death orb and usually you're fine. Once in a blue moon, you'll just YOLO right on top of it. But it's basically going in a loop, and it's a really big loop. You're usually fine.
I think it's marginally faster than you. So as long as you don't land directly on top of it, you're fine.
Yeah. I mean, what are the odds at the very end of the run? Anyways, we didn't need to swap there. But when I say swap, I mean like swap from top to bottom, or inside to outside, or whatever words we're using.
One of the things I noticed pattern-wise is that on World 10, the ice ramps tend to suggest that you should switch sides.
Oh shoot, I missed... Yeah, there is a death orb that is really mean that apparently I don't know, is it this? I don't know, it's some old stuff. Anyways, this opening bit is surprisingly hard. Like that corner mailbox right there, trying to get that. Oh, we nailed it. That was beautiful.
Yep. This level.
This level,
Pretty
yeah,
tough. This is probably the fourth hardest.
Yeah, so right here, you actually have to zoom the other way. So basically, doing it that way keeps you safe from that death orb pretty consistently.
This is the second hardest mailbox to land on.
There's a lot of really hard mailboxes. You did it pretty well on it, though. Yeah, actually, that was a really good 10-3. I'm super happy with that.
We didn't die.
That is all very true. So yeah, it takes us to the final gauntlet
level.
Yeah, so we immediately start out death orbs. That's how you know we're in the final level.
They are nice enough to give you a 1-up pretty early on in this stage, so it's not likely that you'll game over. Although we missed, we skipped it. But when you're playing it casually, that's kind of a godsend because World 10 is very difficult.
Yeah, so we
unfortunately these death orbs are.
Yeah, we wanted to break that barrier right there before getting these mailboxes here, because now we have to go down and then immediately build up speed. We actually did a really good job of it. It's just a little less safe. I like to do that way casually. I shouldn't. I really shouldn't be taking risks like that in the final level. But hey, we are done. That is time.
Yeah, and that's time. I don't know why it didn't stop the timer, but
Shinbun desu.
There we go. Oh, it counted splits, that's why. Anyway, this is about a little over 30 minutes.
Yeah.
So I can go back and retime it after. But yeah, I mean, that's, for the first time that we ever did this, and now you get a lovely view of our legs now that we're done with the controller. Yeah, the first time we ever did this, only being about 5 minutes off from a standard single-player run is not bad at all.
Nope. So yeah, I mean, I think we could. So I mean, we're probably going to be spending it with like a 30-minute estimate. I think we can once we get like a lot of practice playing it together, I think we could pretty comfortably get it under that.
Yeah. So yeah, that was Koro Koro Post Nin, or spinny post girl if you're clever. Hopefully you guys enjoyed that. Thanks for watching.
Take care.
Did you hit the record button?